Alright, what's up, y'all? This is ZZ3, back with a brand new video. I told you guys in the last video, I am returning to my favorite series where we recap all the March Madness games, highlight the best plays, best players, best teams, good performances, bad performances, upsets, etc., etc. Yesterday on Thursday was the first day of the first round. We also had the first four teams, the play-in games, on Wednesday night and the day of Wednesday. Actually forgot to do videos on those, so we'll go ahead and recap those real quick. These are actually the wrong teams. I'm not sure why their website has the wrong first four, because neither of these teams made a tournament. They actually were playing in the NIT. Same thing here. Not the right teams. That's a bit silly. One of the first games was TMUCC, Corpus Christi, which is the school I go to. Fortunately, we lost to Texas Southern. TMUCC is a very young team, brand new coach, first year coach, and they made a tournament, so that's a big plus for the program. I think they're going the right direction. I think they have a very bright future, and we could be seeing them in the NCAA tournament quite often in the near future. Shout out to Miles, senior. Great way to go out senior year to make tournament, I suppose. This was one of the games right here. Bryant and Wright State. Bryant had the number one scorer in all the NCAA. His last name is Kiss. I think he scores about 28, 29 points per game, so obviously very impressive. And honestly, for Bryant, it's like a one-man scoring machine. Outside of him, the skill level is very low there at Bryant. But he was pretty much, he had, I think, 27 points, so around his average. But however, Wright State also has a very good player, and he scored 37, and so he got the better of Bryant, and Wright State pretty much won at the end, and they pulled away late. I forget the other game that was played. Let me think for a second. I forgot. But it's neither of these two teams, so I don't know why they're here. But Notre Dame and Rutgers was an amazing game. A lot of people had Rutgers actually winning. They have a really good player. Actually is the most clutch player in the NCAA. As they say, he has a high percentage of in-game shots or game-winning shots, and they thought that he could be a really big guy in the tournament. However, Notre Dame won in second overtime. First round hadn't even started. We already had some March Madness craziness. So Notre Dame will be playing instead of Rutgers. Anyways, let's go ahead and move down to the first day. The first game we had on the list today was 11 seed Michigan versus number 6 seed Colorado State. As I said earlier in one of my videos, Michigan should not be in at all. They had a very horrible year. They did horrible in the tournament, in the Big East, what am I saying? Big Ten tournament, posting a record, I think. Let's go and look here. See if they give us the record. They don't. That's unfortunate. But I think they had like 12 losses or something. And as we know, A&M should have been in way before them because A&M went all the way to the SEC championship game. So big controversy there because Michigan obviously is a blue blood and big name teams. I think that's why they put them in there over A&M, because A&M obviously is by far the better team. But regardless, Michigan still won against Colorado State. Honestly, Colorado State should not be a 6th seed. They won their Mountain West Conference, which is a mid-major conference. I think they only lost like 6 games or something like that. But even then, from what we watched last night, Michigan, as we can tell in the game, Michigan is not a good team at all. They both played horrible, but Michigan is just so much more athletic and they're a bigger school. But both of these teams are honestly absolute dog war. This is probably one of the weakest 6 seeds of all time. And I think any team that was in the last 4 in, besides like A&M and all that, and then the last 4 out, could have definitely beat Colorado State. This is probably one of the weaker teams in NCAA tournament history. I apologize to Colorado State fans and Mountain West fans, but this was not a good team at all. And Michigan had a very easy win here, and they're going to be playing Tennessee next round, and they're going to get their ass whooped, in my opinion. Second game was South Dakota State at 13 seed versus number 4 Providence. South Dakota State is a very, very good team, very high scoring team. Their 2-point guards average about 34 points between them. They score, I think, about like 70 to 80 points per game. They didn't lose a single conference game, and they were dominating their conference. I think in their conference tournament, they beat all the teams by like 20 points. So this is actually a very, very popular upset pick. Providence is, honestly, in my still opinion, even though they won, they're still a pretty weak 4 seed, and I don't see them doing much in the tournament at all. They have a very good defense, so obviously South Dakota State did not shoot as well as they normally do. Let's go to percentages. Yeah, I mean 30% actually pretty good. Only made 7 out of 23. Only at 9. This one of the big ones I think is they only got 9 turnovers, and this South Dakota State team lives on the free throws. There was a lot of calls going Providence's way. I think the refs did a good job. I think they were pretty unfair of South Dakota State. I think Providence got lucky here, got a lucky win. I don't see them doing much else in the tournament. However, I think the team they're playing next got an upset and will be a 12 seed. But honestly, I see them going down regardless of who they play. Also, let's go to the 9 and 8 seed, Boise State versus number 9 Memphis. I think everyone and their mother, if they were smart, picked Memphis to win this game, and they were pretty much dominating towards the end. Boise State came back, but Memphis hands it away better than Boise State. Boise State is a football school, as we know. Boise State has a very historic football program. Actually beat Oklahoma many years ago in a New Year's Six Bowl. Not a basketball school, though, by any stretch of the imagination, but they actually had a very surprise year, won their conference, I believe. I'm not sure. But Memphis was supposed to be one of the big name teams this year. Had a lot of skilled players, like Imoni Bates, who actually was one of the top recruits. Obviously, is kind of washed, kind of a bust, and not even on the team anymore. But Memphis is finally playing good. They won their last, I think, like 13 or 14 games. They got their ass beat by Houston in the ACC championship game, but they're still a really good, really dangerous team, very skilled, very athletic, and they just put a beating on Boise State, and they're going to be playing Gonzaga in the second round. Dangerous game for Gonzaga, but I think they can pull off because Memphis is not the best shooting team. Norfolk State, a 16 seed versus number 1 Baylor. Obviously, Baylor, even though they're dealing with a lot of injuries throughout the year, they still have easily handled Norfolk State. I don't even know where the hell Norfolk State is. Probably from freaking Maine, maybe. 14 Longwood versus number 3 Tennessee. As I've said many times over, Tennessee should not be a 3 seed. They should be at least a 2 or a 1. They're a lower seed than Auburn and Kentucky, even though they beat Auburn and Kentucky. They beat Kentucky twice pretty handily. And they beat Auburn, I think they tied 1-1 with Auburn. Tennessee far and away the best SEC team, won the SEC tournament, but they're still a 3 seed. And then Baylor didn't even got their ass beat in like the second round of the tournament. So honestly, they should just switch Tennessee and Baylor, and I'll be fine with that. Baylor should not be a fucking 1 seed. Anyways, Tennessee destroyed Longwood. We're absolutely killing it. I mean, they were just lights out. 72% from 3, 8 of 11, 58% from field goal range. Just absolute domination. They had a dude score. This guy 6 of 8 from 3. He was going off. Where is he at? John Fulkerson had the first 15 points. They scored 16 points at one time, and he had 15 of them. Didn't score again, obviously. He actually probably didn't shoot ever again. But, I mean, they didn't need him. And Tennessee has arrived. They are, Longwood. Who the hell is Longwood? I don't even know where the hell they're from. I guess they won their conference tournament. Otherwise, probably wouldn't be in. But Tennessee has arrived, and I think they're going to make a deep run. And we'll see what happens. This right here was probably the biggest upset. A 15 seed St. Peter's beat number 2 seed Kentucky, who was one of the favorites to actually go to the Final Four. They were probably the favorite in their side of the bracket, and they just freaking lost. This is the glory of March Madness and why I love March Madness. And obviously, I did not pick St. Peter's to win. I actually didn't pick Kentucky to go very far, so I'm going to be okay. But I don't really care. I'm not a big Kentucky fan. I got some family in Kentucky that are big Kentucky fans, but I don't like Kentucky at all. I'm a Duke fan. Obviously, not a lot of animosity between us. So, great win for St. Peter's. Going to be huge for their program, and hopefully they have a lot of success in the future. And we see them return to the big dance. And what a first day! Kentucky only shot 26% from 3, but that's not really their strong point. The big point here was their free throws, 65%. They had 9 free throws in the overtime loss, and they made one of them, and that was the game, was their free throw misses. Let's look at turnovers. Get 13, not too bad. They just didn't show up at all in the overtime, and obviously St. Peter's had an amazing shooting day, 50%, 50% for three. Only missed 3 free throws. Free throws were the killer here. But what a first round, and what a upset game. Probably one of the bigger upsets. And that was it, actually. I think there were more games than that. And there were definitely more games. I'm very confused. Let's see if we can go to ESPN. Yeah, let's go to ESPN real quick. I think there's some games already going on right now. Actually, yeah, it is. This game is actually a very popular pick from Chicago, and a lot of people think Ohio State can win. But they're going to have a pretty good year if they beat Duke at home, but they sort of fumbled the bag. Let's go to scores, because I feel like there were more games, unless I'm tripping. Let's go to Thursday. Please. Yeah, there were more games. I don't know why this they don't have the right. They only have half the games going on. What the hell, guys? I guess we're not using NCAA for anymore. Let's use ESPN from now on. Number 1 seed Gonzaga played 16 Georgia State. Actually, Georgia State played them very, very well, and it was close for a long time. I think Georgia State just had a pretty good game. So we'll see. I'm not too worried. Kansas number 1 seed, playing 16 to Texas Southern. This should have been the MUCC, and sadly they lost though. But Kansas put a whooping on them, as we thought they would. Let's see. This was a pretty close game. Number 4 UCLA, number 13 Akron. It was very, very close. So you went into overtime, I believe. Did it go in overtime? I don't remember. No, it didn't. That was another game. UCLA got some big free throws at the end. UCLA, obviously last year, had a big tournament run. They were a playing team, an 11 seed, and they ended up going to the Final Four. Johnny Uzang actually started at Kentucky, didn't play very much, and then went to UCLA, had like 30 points per game in the tournament. UCLA, one of the bigger teams this year. We thought, but they didn't have a very good year. Well, I mean, they only lost 7 games, but they didn't play very good in their tournament. Lost to Arizona and USC, etc., etc., etc. But if they can pull it together, they could be a very dangerous team. It's pretty much the same team as last year, honestly. They didn't lose very many players. Another big upset here was number 12, Richmond. Every year, a 12 seed will always beat a 5 seed. We've had 2 already. Richmond, the Spiders, pretty cool mascot, pretty original. Also, their court is really, really cool. They beat number 5, Iowa, who just had a huge end of the season and won the Big Ten, which was probably the best by far conference in basketball this year, and they won it. So they were a very, very popular pick to make a run, and they just lost in the first round. So this is a huge bracket buster. Shout out to the Richmond Spiders for pulling off the upset. Great job to those guys. And honestly, I didn't pick that game at all. I wish I had. I actually picked one of the other 12 seeds that we'll look at. Let's see. Pretty even kill, honestly. They just won. I guess at the end they just played better. I saw the end of the game while I was at work. Unfortunately, I was at work. I missed a lot of these games. Very, very upsetting. I'm going to miss the games today and on Saturday, so I'm very upset about that. But it is what it is. Going to make some money. Can you please go back? Let's please not be laggy. Thank you. Man, ESPN is a very slow website, which is weird. I think it's just ESPN has all this stuff going on all over the screen. Because I have perfect internet. I don't know. Whatever, ESPN, fix your website. Anyways, let's go back. We still got some more games to cover. Some more upsets. Number 4 seed Arkansas. This is the overtime game. Yeah. Or is it? No, it's not. Wrong game again. It's this one down here. Yeah. Number 4 seed Vermont. Number 13 seed Vermont playing 4 seed Arkansas. Another popular upset pick. Vermont was a very, very, very good team. Very good team. Unfortunately, at the end, though, Arkansas pulled it out. Got a lot of friends in Arkansas that are hoping Arkansas makes a big push. We'll see what they can do against a 12 seed, actually. St. Mary's. This is one of the most popular 12 seed picks. It's Indiana to beat St. Mary's. Indiana has one of the top scorers in the nation. But they actually won their playing game.